Hello everyone, my name is Wisteria Rose and I am the independent author of 2 books. It feels so great to say that now. My debut novel, Mythomania, This Beauty right here, as well as my newly released book, Intro Laconic. So I've been missing, I don't know if you noticed, if you did, my heart goes out to you, but I've been missing from YouTube for all month. I haven't posted anything all month, and there's just so much stuff that happened, so I'll get into all of that towards the end of the video. But this video is going to be a kind of little bit late video about Preptober. So in case you didn't know, Preptober is basically just preparing for the book that you plan on writing next month in November for NaNoWriMo. So I decided my Preptober novel for this year would be the second book of the Sidereal series, and I'm super excited about that. I've never actually participated in NaNoWriMo, even though I've known about it for like years. It just never really worked out well with my schedule, but now I'm going to be working on that. So this October, hopefully I'll be doing some live streams, even if they're just by myself, doing some streams about planning the plot, just talking with you guys, learning about what you're going to do for your stories if you're gonna do Preptober and or NaNoWriMo, and just kind of get an idea about that. So if you don't know already, Intro Laconic is the first book in a trilogy. It just came out on the 22nd of September, a few days before I turned 19. That was my goal, to have 2 books published before I turned 19. So huzzah, I did it. There was a lot of drama involved with that, but overall I think I made a lot of good decisions with this book, like cover design wise, editor wise, all of that jazz. I think she's gorgeous, and I'm so glad that the file is correct. So I said I was going to talk about this later in the video, but I'm going to talk about it now. So with Intro Laconic, the person who does my cover design also does my interior formatting, because I really like that kind of extra special look the pages have, both in Laconic and, oh, look how pretty the cover looks on camera. It's not really focusing all that great, but let's see. Like, this is the beginning of the book, so it has all of the extra design. Is not something that's just plain, and I think it adds a really nice touch to the paperback books. Mytho has interior design as well, and let me skip through the beginning so you can kind of see those throughout the whole book. So like, this is a slightly misprinted copy, that's why I just use it to throw around in videos, but the nice dark pages, I just think it adds a really good touch, bringing the cover into the book and everything. So everything was going fine. I managed to make all of my deadlines for Amazon and Ingram and everything, so I didn't really have to worry about that. But when we got my proof copy, I noticed that there was a very odd error. So the whole book was printed beautifully, except when there was an italic word, like a word in italics, and it had a D in it. The D would always be misprinted as a dot for some reason, and at first I chalked it up to just like one weird misprint. So I was like, I didn't worry about it. I didn't really have time to order another proofer to fix the document or anything. So I was like, oh, I think it'll be fine. It was not fine. I had some family members and some other people buy the book, and they all were like, hey, I noticed there's the issue with the D, like the D isn't showing up. So in a panic, I reached back out to my designer. I was like, hey, for some reason this isn't working. And then I was reaching out to Amazon, and I was like, please help me fix this. What can we do to fix this? And they were like, okay, well, we see the issue, we understand what the issue is, so we're going to get back to you in a few days until we figure out what it is. So I had no choice but to pull the paperback copy from Amazon. I thankfully didn't have to pull it for long, but that was so heartbreaking. Especially since I just published the book, it felt so like a huge step backwards, and I was very distraught. There were tears, it was everything, and I just felt terrible about it. But I pulled it, and then they were like, yeah, so what happened is apparently the font that you use for italics is not compatible with Amazon. So even though it should have been. I guess for whatever reason, maybe they changed their rules or their printers or something very recently, so it wouldn't work. But the thing was, it was just the letter D that was messed up, which would made no sense to anybody. But then my designer tried to do a quick fix for it, and that didn't really work out all that well. And I was like, oh my god, I don't know when this is gonna get fixed. And then I was speaking to some, I'm not gonna say anything specific in case it doesn't go through, but I was speaking to someone about doing some promotional things with Laconic, and then I was like, oh my god, this is really gonna throw a wrench in everything. Although the Ingram copy was fine from the beginning, it was just Amazon, but I know most people buy their books, or at least most people that I know of who have spoken to me about purchasing books, buy their books from Amazon. And Ingram is usually just for like bookstores and resellers and everything to buy it like that. But oh my god, it was just a mess. And then she tried to do the quick fix. I uploaded it to Amazon, and then it went from just some D's being messed up to entire pages of manuscript were just gone. Like, a story was missing. You flip through a page and it was just gone. So I was an absolute nervous wreck, and she was like, okay, well, I have to work with some other clients to meet their deadlines, and then I'll do this as quick as I can. So we were both worried that she was going to have to reformat the entire book, and that could really mess up stuff. So in case you don't know, when you format a book, you also have to format the cover to, fit the book. So a cover for like a book that has 100 pages and a cover for a book that has 500 pages are obviously going to be formatted differently, because the 100 page one will not fit the 500 page one. But even if it's just a few pages off, you still have to account for those changes. So, and then if the page count what ended up being different, I was going to have to redo the Ingram one. Basically, I was going to have to redo this entire book everywhere, and I didn't know like how that would affect ISBNs and everything. So I was just an absolute nervous wreck, and I couldn't get anything done. I had been planning on making videos for you guys, content for you guys, just talking about Preptober, and I had a few other ideas, but honestly I was so distraught. Excuse that, sorry for the absence, but we had to get it figured out. Thankfully though, now it is figured all the way out. Laconic is not misprinted anymore, and if you go to Amazon and buy a copy of it paperback, it will not be misprinted any longer, so you don't have to worry about that at all. Thankfully, I'm so glad it got worked out, and I want to say thank you to everyone who kind of reached out to me and with their sympathies and everything, because I really needed that. I was like but I guess it's just, you live and you learn, especially when you're self-publishing and all the major decisions come down to you. You gotta make your mind up about certain stuff, and I'm definitely not gonna be using that font anymore. So, but anyway, back to Preptober. So I will be planning the second book of the series. I'm not going to do a name reveal yet, because that's all being promotional when it's close to being released. Hopefully it has a tentative, I think, March 23rd release date. Nothing's set up yet. There's not a trace of it. I haven't written it. I haven't nothing. So I still have a little bit to get everything done, but this story in its entirety has been floating around in my brain for like 3 years now, so it should be pretty easy for me to bang that out pretty quickly. I hope to get it done by the end of November, so I can have everything ready for hopefully a launch in March. Ugh, it feels so surreal. I'm like publishing a book every few months, it feels. But yeah, so that was a very long-winded rant about all of that. But let me know down below, are you guys going to be participating in Preptober and NaNoWriMo? How do you plan on doing it? Are you going to be joining live streams? Are you going to just be working on your own? Do you have a word count goal? I think there is an official NaNoWriMo account, like a website, and I think I'm going to go ahead and make an account and set a goal for everything. This book, Laconic, ended up being about 92,000 words, and Mytho was about 108,000 words. This copy is so beat up, oh my god. But being about 108,000 words, and it's definitely going to be longer than the first book, I think. just because I have so much stuff planned. So thank you to everyone also who participated in my release week and did the release week polls. You did help me choose some things for the next book, so thank you again for that. I'll be excited to work with those characters and those options that I presented to you guys and that you chose. Also, if you won the giveaway, I'm sorry for the delay. I had planned on sending you guys your signed copies like 2 weeks ago, but everything that I said just happened, and I didn't want to supply you with something that was printed incorrectly, even if it was a small mistake. So please excuse that. I want to thank you again so much for the support. Also, if you have read Laconic, please leave a review for it. It means the world to me. It helps out indies so very much. So please leave a review for it on the site in which you purchased it from, as well as on Goodreads, to let other people know what you thought about the book. And as always, please make sure to share it with other people if you think they will like it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.